fault, Felix culpa, they say. We say mea culpa, my fault. Well, they say Felix culpa, happy fault, talking about Adam's sin, because now they have the possibility of going so much higher and so much closer to our Lord, and we have our Lord to love. So that's original sin. Any questions on that? And so there are people, because of original sin, that are wicked. So all wickedness doesn't come from the devil today. There are wicked people, and it comes from them. And,
one thing, Father, you said a while ago about Adam, about death. You said he had the gift of to choose not to die.
No, he didn't have the gift to choose not to die. He had the possibility
to choose not to die.
It wasn't his choice.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't have the choice, but he had the possibility of not dying. But
yeah.
It wasn't up to Adam to choose.
But not dying.
That doesn't mean it was impossible for him to die. If it was impossible for him to die, he'd still be alive. So it wasn't impossible for him to die, but he had the possibility of not dying.
Yeah, but
gift of
I
immortality.
about the extension where not dying and going to heaven, you know? He didn't have to die. If he didn't commit original sin, he could have gone from the earth to heaven without the...
That would be the plan, yes. That's right.
Know?
Death is a suffering punishment for sin. By one man's sins in the world, by sin, death. So if Adam had not sinned, he would not have died.
Yeah, I think Our Lady would have that too, wouldn't she? She probably had, I think, not certain, the gift of not dying and going to heaven without going through. And I think the church holds off on that, doesn't it?
There's no decision on that. So you can think that if you want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right. You can think that Our Lady didn't die, or you could think that she did die. You wouldn't be wrong in either one. Well, you'd be wrong on one of them, but we don't know which would be right and which would be wrong. If the church hasn't made that decision. Yes?
Sorry, Father, if you've been given then everybody's given different personalities. So if somebody is given a difficult personality with great inclination to evil,
Yes.
because they've got this very difficult personality, it makes salvation difficult. Are they less culpable than somebody who's naturally good and mild?
No, they might be more culpable. I don't know.
Like if they were given an extra handicap, essentially.
Yes, if that's a handicap, yes. It could be, see, they got those people with great personalities, strong personalities, can be very great or very wicked. So that's up, God maybe wanted them to be very holy, and He gave them a great strong personality, a strong will and determination and these things, and they turned it to wickedness. But the intention of God to give them that would probably be for greatness, that they were called to greatness. And they became great, but they became great in evil rather than becoming great in good. So, some people are just, God has, tends them to be average, you get average qualities, and you're not called, most people are not called to greatness. We're all called to be saints, and every saint is great, but not all are called to be saints at the top of the heaven. Some are called to be saints at the bottom of heaven, and that's our destiny. And we can maybe do better than that. But so somebody with a great determination and great strong will, well, they could do very good. Some of these people turn it to sports. They say, I'm going to be determined to be the greatest at, the 100-yard dash, or whatever it might be. And they work at it, and they practice, and they spend great energy on it, and they devote themselves to that. Like in hockey, they had the great Wayne Gretzky. But it was his parents. His dad had him out there when he was 3 years old on the ice, shooting pucks into the net, and he started him very young, and he trained him up to be great, and he turned out to be great. He was the greatest hockey player for a long time anyway. We can debate whether he's actually the greatest, because otherwise we'd choose somebody else. But that's how he was trained up. So partly it depends on our training as well, and how we're trained. So the children that grow up in a holy home, where the father and mother love God, and they teach them the catechism, and they say their family rosary every day, family prayers. They discipline them, they punish them if they're wicked, they reward them if they're good, and they make them do that, and they write up in a holy home. Well, you say, yes, they got an advantage over some child that grew up in a less holy home. And that's why we see often you see in the lives of the saints where their brother or sister was a saint too, and maybe their father's a saint and their mother's a saint, and so the whole family was saints. Well, that's because the father and mother were holy, and they determined to have holy children do their duty as father and mother. So that child, you say, well, that child's got an advantage over the child whose dad doesn't come home from work on Friday nights because he goes out and gets drunk on payday and spends the money, and the mother's there struggling and this and that, and they don't say the family rosary, and they don't do this and they don't do that, and then the parents are always fighting and everything, and then the child's growing up in this environment, and we say, well, he's got a handicap. Not coming from his own nature, maybe, but coming from his family nature that he gets from the family, and so that's all a big mystery.
And Father, sir, what does the church say about children who are, let's say, baptized and they make their first Holy Communion, but their parents never instruct them in the interim? They never couldn't seem to go to Mass. They do go to their first Holy Communion then, and they're never seen again at Mass, let's say, until
Confirmation.
Or Christmas Eve or something, if they're presumed like
that's
not.
how many are today.
Pardon?
They're raised as pagans.
Yeah, but are those children, if you were like that from the day you were baptized, I mean, are you as culpable, are you entirely culpable for that if you were just never instructed?
Well, if you're not guilty for not learning what you weren't instructed to learn. You have to learn on your own, then you have to realize, I'm a Catholic, when you get old enough to realize and say, I want to learn, and I want to be good, and I want to become good. Yes, so that's the whole problem today. That's why that's why the whole world's going to hell, because nobody's teaching the faith. So you're made to know, love, and serve God, but somebody's got to teach you. And if nobody teaches them, well, then they're less guilty for their personal sins, let's say. If they're not taught anything, if they're not taught they have to go to Mass on Sunday, if they're not taught, that fornication they're not taught fornication is a sin, so they think that's all right. They're not taught this, they're not taught that, and nobody ever teaches them. They never learn the 10 Commandments. They don't know there's 10 Commandments, and so. They tell us, people are saying, well, abortion's okay for you and all this, and so you could get an abortion and all this, and they have they have the law written in their nature, but that's so they know they get guilty. They have a guilty conscience when they do something wrong against nature, but that conscience gets stifled pretty easily if everybody's doing it and the whole world's doing it. You think, well, everybody's doing it, so it's really not bad and it's okay and everything. And so yeah, it's a great big handicap. And so today, that's why Our Lady showed Fatima, all these people going down to hell. She didn't show the ones going to heaven. Maybe there were more going to heaven, I don't know. But the Fatima children saw the ones going to hell. They didn't see the ones going to heaven. So, yeah, so that's a great evil on the part of the church. That's why the churches, they haven't taught the nuns to teach the children, and the nuns haven't taught the children. They haven't taught the brothers to teach the boys, and the boys haven't learned, and they don't teach them anything. So, yeah, they have this, and then they have this ignorance, the wound of ignorance. So it's hard for them to learn on their own. But that can be overcome. Bad nature can be overcome. You have a strong will. If you have a good will, you can overcome that. And some people do, but most, yes. We need all these extra helps that the church gives us. The church is supposed to give us all these extra helps to preserve us. They don't do it. So that's why, yes, today people just are staying in sin. They wallow in sins and nobody thinks anything of it. Any other questions? There was the story of Anne de Guignan, I'm probably pronounced her name wrong, little girl. I think she was French, Belgium or French or somewhere. She was a very bad girl. She was 3 years old, and her father died in the war. You know this story? No? I don't know if she's venerable or blessed or anything, but maybe not. But anyway, her father died in the war. I think it was World War I, but he died, and the mother was crying. And it was just her and the mother now. She was 3 years old, oldest in the family. And the mother got the telegram or whatever. They told her that the dad was dead now. And so she was crying, and she said, "Dad's dead." And Anne said to her, little Anne said, "Mommy, don't cry." And her mother said to her, "Well, if you don't want me to cry, then you be good." Because she was very bad. And so she says, "Okay, Mommy, I'll be good." And then from that day on, she made great efforts to be good. and she overcome her nature. And by the time she was ready for First Communion, the priest was examining her, and the nun that taught her was waiting outside. And she said, "Why is he taking so long to examine this little girl?" Because she's only 6 or 7, or however, for First Communion. That usually takes 5 minutes, and she was in there a half hour. And sister's outside, going, "Oh, he's not going to let her make First Communion and all this." And the priest came out and he said, "Sister, if you and I were as prepared as this little girl for Holy Communion, we would be saints today." That's what he told her. So she became very good because her mother said be good. So she squeezed her. She had a powerful will. So then she turned it from being bad to being good. And so people can't do that. All right. Any other questions? All right. Let's pray then.